Gentleman from Connecticut is recognized for 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to first of all thank Mr. Thompson for his interest and support in this measure, even though he hails from a part of the country which is far away from Long Island Sound. But again, going back to his days on the Agriculture Committee, he clearly knows the forensics of this legislation, and again, his interest and support is much appreciated. Mr. Radcliffe, thank you for bringing this bill out today. Again, Long Island Sound maybe is not right on your radar screen, but as Congressman Zeldin said, it's an incredibly special place, a tidal estuary which separates Connecticut from New York, and it is within the New York territory, but frankly, it's a very small, densely populated area, and the interest level on both sides of Long Island Sound in terms of passage of this legislation is off the charts. And I, again, want to thank Mr. Zeldin for his efforts. Again, this measure started in 2013 in response to the GSA report that basically signaled that the sale of this island was on the fast track, and it really took persistence up till today's vote on the floor to make sure that we stop that process, as Mr. Zeldin indicated, and send the message that Plum Island is not for sale. Again, because of its unique history, it's the activity that took place there with the Animal Disease Control Center made it unsuitable for residential development and commercial development. But sort of the outcome of that is that this incredible, rich diversity of biology has sprung up there. And like the gentleman from Long Island, I've had the opportunity to visit there, and it is like you are in a different world. And that is something that, we can never take for granted, particularly in a part of the country where, again, there's just tremendous amounts of sea traffic, maritime activity, economic activity, to try and, again, basically preserve this 840-acre parcel with its incredible richness is something that really will live on for generations, and really, I think, will make the 114th Congress memorable, certainly in terms of that region for many years to come. Again, like the gentleman from New York, I want to just say the external pressure which was brought to bear by municipal officials, by folks from Save the Sound, and that's an umbrella group on both sides of Long Island Sound, the Connecticut Fund for the Environment, again, is what really kept the interest level and the pressure on both delegations to make sure that this didn't get sort of lost in the process and allow that mandated sale to move forward. So again, I strongly urge passage of this bill, and again, with the gentleman from New York, I'm determined to make sure that this moves as quickly as possible through the upper chamber and is signed into law by President Obama. And again, send a message to all the individuals and groups that are so interested in preserving Plum Island that, in fact, we, again, have taken it off this sort of conveyor belt, and we're going to make sure that it gets the careful treatment that it deserves, and at the end of the day is going to basically preserve this for generations to come. And with that, I yield back, Mr.